You know that feeling, right? Have you ever felt fear as a really tight, uncomfortable knot right in the pit of your stomach? Or maybe you've experienced that wild flutter of butterflies right before a huge event? Well, let's dive into this, because that intensely relatable physical sensation, actually, scratch that, it's not just a sensation. It is the literal, physical manifestation of your mind directly communicating with your body. It's a true gut reaction happening in real time.
So welcome to today's explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to guide you through this material because honestly, we are going on a fascinating anatomical journey today. We're going to map out exactly how a simple fleeting thought in your head physically travels through your nervous system to create either crippling physical tension or just boundless radiant vitality. By the end of this explainer, you won't just understand the mind-body connection in theory, you're going to have a highly practical toolkit to actually control it.
Here's our quick roadmap for today. We'll look at 1. Dual minds, 2. The vagus nerve link, 3. The central sun, 4. Expansion versus contraction, 5. Releasing tension, and finally, 6. Affirmations for the subconscious. Let's kick things right off with section 1, the conscious and subconscious minds. Okay, so to truly understand our minds, we really have to look at the anatomy of the body first. To interact with the physical world, our dual minds actually rely on two entirely distinct nervous systems. And this setup brilliantly illustrates the separation. Over on one side, we have the conscious mind. Its physical organ is the cerebrospinal nervous system, which is centered right in your brain. This system handles the rational thought, the logic, and it evaluates all your sensory impressions. But on the other side, we have the subconscious mind. Its physical organ is the sympathetic nervous system, and its center is a mass of ganglia located right behind your stomach called the solar plexus. Our source texts often call this the abdominal brain. Now, this abdominal brain governs our involuntary vital functions, like digestion and circulation, and it serves as the primary channel for the subconscious mind and our deepest subjective emotions. Moving right along to section 2, the vagus nerve link. This part is absolutely fascinating. Having two separate systems naturally raises a massive question. How on earth do they communicate? What's the physical bridge that makes the mind-body connection actually happen? Well, the answer is the vagus nerve. This anatomical journey is just incredible. When your conscious mind accepts a thought or belief as true, it creates a literal vibrational impulse. This impulse travels from the brain down the vagus nerve, acting as part of your voluntary system. It branches out to your heart and your lungs, and then, as it passes through your diaphragm, something amazing happens. It literally sheds its outer voluntary layer, merges directly with the sympathetic nervous system, and delivers the message straight into the subconscious solar plexus. This single nerve acts as the physical link, connecting the conscious brain with the subconscious solar plexus, completely unifying your mind and your body into one continuous entity.
Which brings us to section 3, execution and energy distribution.
So what happens the exact moment that a thought arrives at this subconscious center in your abdomen? How does the abdominal brain react to the messages sent down from the conscious brain? The crucial point here is captured perfectly in this concept derived from esoteric philosophers like Joseph Murphy and Charles Haanel. The subconscious mind cannot argue, it only acts. Think of your subconscious like highly fertile soil. It doesn't stop to debate whether a seed is a toxic weed or a beautiful flower, right? It simply accepts the seed and immediately goes to work growing it. Once a thought is received, the subconscious mind accepts it as an absolute command without any argument or debate. Whatever your conscious mind accepts as true, the solar plexus instantly executes as a final command.
I love this metaphor of the solar plexus as a radiating sun. But the sources emphasize that this isn't just poetic language. Once a command is received, this center acts as a literal generator of vitality. It generates and distributes real, physical life force, health, and magnetic energy outwards through actual nervous pathways to every single organ and cell in your body. When this internal sun is shining brightly, you literally radiate health and energy to everyone you meet. Now for section 4, expansion versus contraction. But what happens when we feed that system the wrong commands? Let's pivot to the immediate physical consequences of our thoughts. It's a rapid cause and effect reaction. Harmonious thoughts, ideas of faith, courage, peace, hope, they cause the solar plexus to physically expand. This expansion allows life energy and health to just radiate freely throughout your whole organism. However, negative thoughts, feelings of fear, anxiety, and anger, they do the exact opposite. They cause an immediate violent contraction. Your diaphragm literally tightens, clamping down on the solar plexus. This restricts your breathing, clouds your central energy, completely disrupts bodily functions, and creates immediate physical and emotional distress. It's exactly that familiar knot in your stomach we talked about at the very beginning. All right, Section 5, Releasing Tension Step by Step. Here is the really great news, though. Understanding this exact anatomy is the key to actively taking control of it. So let's shift from theory over to practice and look at how to actually release this tension. Because we know that anxiety and tension accumulate physically around the upper abdomen and the diaphragm, we can use focused physical touch to bring conscious awareness right to this area. By gently massaging or just placing our hands on the ribs and upper stomach, we can begin to dissipate that deeply held anxiety and signal to the nervous system that, hey, it is safe to let go. Let's walk through this systematically. First up, physical and mental relaxation. You'll want to lay flat on your back or sit really comfortably to systematically relax your muscles, your face, neck, shoulders, and abdomen. This removes pressure from your nerves and allows for smooth circulation. Second is deep abdominal breathing, and this is absolutely vital. Inhale deeply right into your belly, allowing it to rise, but more importantly, exhale completely. Those full exhalations physically raise the diaphragm, lifting that heavy physical pressure right off the solar plexus and softening that abdominal tightness. Finally, when the body is completely still, the barrier between the two minds softens. This is step 3. Imprint the subconscious. Now you can speak directly to your quieted abdominal brain with authority and quiet conviction, actively commanding peace and harmony. And finally, Section 6, Affirmations for the Subconscious. This brings us to our final toolkit. Once that physical barrier is softened and the diaphragm is totally relaxed, we need specific tools and the exact words required to reprogram the subconscious and turn that internal sun back on. A lot of traditions use physical objects as focal points during this process. For instance, the beautiful yellow tiger's eye is historically tied to the solar plexus chakra. Whether you use a stone like this or simply just the warmth of your own hands, the goal is to create a physical anchor point. You want to focus your willpower and physical energy directly into the upper stomach area as you prepare to give your subconscious its brand new instructions. And these are the core present tense affirmations you're going to want to use. I want you to imagine resting your hands right on your upper stomach, right between your rib cage and your belly button, so you can physically feel that energy center. Then, slowly and with absolute conviction, repeat these phrases. For core strength and willpower, I can, I will. For safety and peace, I love and approve of myself. I am calm, peaceful, and at ease. Everything is well. For confidence, I feel at peace and in harmony with everything in my life. I am strong, capable, and supported by life. For trusting the flow, I trust the process of life. I relax and let energy flow freely through me. And finally, for focused intent, thank you for allowing my physical energy to increase and my willpower to be focused so I can stride forward in life. By doing this, you're dropping these perfect seeds directly into the fertile soil of your subconscious. Which brings us to the most important question of all. What seed of thought are you going to plant in your subconscious today? Remember, your subconscious cannot argue with you. It only acts on what you give it. Your thoughts are real things traveling down real nerve pathways to create either real physical vitality or real physical tension. You are the master of this system. So choose your seeds wisely, practice that deep abdominal relaxation, and let your central sun shine. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I absolutely can't wait to explore more incredible topics with you next time.